Piggybacking off of what Rabbi Matinki spoke about yesterday, that the paragraph Ahavah Rabbah is a call to action to go ahead and take the steps of learning Torah to be able to merit the understanding and the love for Torah. I'd like to also emphasize some of the wording and the way in which the paragraph of Ahavah Rabbah discusses learning Torah. And that is the tremendous emphasis of learning be'ahava, of learning with love, of learning with devotion and commitment. Ahavah Rabbah, ahavtonu, first recognizing the love that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has for us as the Jewish people since the days of our avos, of our forefathers, and davening the same b'libeinu, and we're asking Hashem to be able to learn Talmud Torah secha be'ahava, to learn Torah with that love, to be able to have that deep connection and chasing after the Talmud Torah. We've heard a lot this weekend from Rabbi Leibowitz, a little bit from Rabbi Leibowitz and Rabbi Matinki about the importance of showing our children how to act, that if we want our children to follow in our footsteps, what do they do? What do they see? And that is a question of not only what, but also how. How do we learn? How excited do we get? Do we love the Torah that we're learning? Do we show them the geschmack, the enjoyment that we get out of learning a piece of Torah? Or is it something that we resentfully moan to them that I must go to shul, I have to go learn, in a bemoaning type of way? And so that's one point, is how is the learning done? To be done, we daven, and that's not easy. We daven into Hashem for assistance in that, to be able to give us that understanding of love. And when we do so, what gives us that understanding of love is that we get so deeply connected to the Torah. We see the word of Hashem, and this, Rabbi Dr. Abraham J. Twersky says, gives us a deep love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, a deep connection, just like the previous bracha. What's the connection between the two brachas of Kriyas Shema? The first one focusing on nature and of light and darkness, and the second one on Torah. Because we can look into nature, as the Rambam says, and become so engrossed and develop this deep love for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But even more so, perhaps, is when we do so by the light of the Torah. When we deeply engross ourselves in the Torah and we understand the layers upon layers of depth and meaning and insight which the Torah provides for us, and we realize that the greatest gift of all of nature, of all of humanity, is to be able to be the chosen people of Kabbalat Torah, of having the Torah, the lifestyle, and the opportunity to learn such a rich and deep and meaningful and inspirational text. And so the more we engage in that, then the more we become in love with that text. And once we see that love through nature, and once we see that love through Torah, and we have that deep connection with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, our children will be able to follow in our ways also, because we ultimately then come to this understanding of Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad. Look at the Ribono Shel Olam. Look at the nature that He's created. Look at the Torah He's given us. Look at the love He has for us, and in turn we have for Him. And now we can truly say, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad.